Good evening. We're going to go into goals and the power they bring to our lives. We've spoken about goals already. This is from a different book. This is from a professor who was from Harvard, taught one of the most popular classes in Harvard. This is the book, I don't know if you can see, it's called Happier from Ben-Shahar. It's very nice. And so he speaks here and he says that usually when people set goals, that gives us more likelihood of succeeding. Because when we have explicit objectives, things that are goals that challenge us and they're specific, that they have a timeline, and we the performance criteria, it will set better performance because it's more tangible. So setting a goal kind of gives us the power to make that commitment with words, and the words have power to create a better future. And that's actually very connected to this week's Torah portion, which speaks about making vows. So, speaking about the connection of goals and success, the science of psychology confirms that what our language expresses and communicates, and what our Torah teaches us, and what many people have experienced, that there's a connection between concept and to conceive. Through concepts, through words, we conceive, we give birth to a new reality. And like it says in the Torah, let there be light, that creates the existence of light. And just like in our country, the Declaration of Independence gave a set of goals and objectives and values. So goals communicate to ourselves and to others this belief that we know we are able to overcome obstacles. We know life is a journey, and we have many journeys, and sometimes we hit a wall. Do we turn around because we're challenged by the barrier, or do we throw our knapsack over the wall and commit to finding ways to getting through or over the wall? In 1879, Thomas Edison said, he made an announcement that he would publicly display the electric light bulb by December 31st, even though he had never succeeded in any of experiments up to that point. But he knew he had to challenge himself. 1962, John Kennedy declared to the world that the USA would land a man on the moon by the following decade. Some of the metals for the journey hadn't even been invented, and the technology required for completing the journey was not even available, but he threw the knapsack, the bag, over the wall. By making this commitment, he ensured that he would reach the destination. That's what we do when we make goals. So this was from a mountaineer. He said this: until one is committed, there is hesitancy, the chance to draw back, always ineffectiveness. Concerning all acts of initiative and creation, there is one elementary truth, the ignorance of which kills countless ideas and splendid plans, that the moment that we definitely commit ourselves, then providence moves too. All sort of things occur to help us that would not have otherwise occurred. A whole stream of events issues from our decision, raising in our favor a lot of unforeseen events and meetings and material assistance, which we would never have dreamed would have come our way. And he says, I've learned a deep respect for one of the sayings, whatever you can do or dream you can, begin it. Boldness has genius, magic, and power in it. And so this is our power, that when we commit. So a goal and this explicit commitment, an obvious commitment, it really focuses our attention on the target and helps us find ways of getting there. Whether it's buying a good computer or as complex as climbing a mountain. Belief, we know, is self-fulfilling prophecies. And when we commit and we throw our backpack over the wall, we demonstrate faith in ourselves, in our ability to do what we said we would do. Okay. So the relationship between goals and well-being is not so clear. Conventional wisdom would tell us that happiness is about the fulfillment of our goals. But the truth is, it's not only just about fulfilling our goals. Usually, when people got something that happened like kind of big, we kind of remain on the happiness level that was prior to achieving that big thing. And it's really more about the process. Hi, Sora. Nice to see you. Thank you for joining. It's really more about the process that we every day we move towards that goal, and it helps us in our life because it brings us growth and it moves us in that direction. So that's why it's good to have positive goals, because they're bringing positive aspects in our life. This is the journey, it's not just the destination. And there was a man who was climbing with monks in the Himalayas, and he was the youngest member. He was the only one who was struggling, and he gave up. Those monks, they got to the top. He was focusing on reaching the goal, the peak, and he got overwhelmed by what was still ahead, and he couldn't enjoy the climb. So he lost his desire, his strength. The monks, hi David and Luis, nice to see you. The monks were focused not only on the peak, but on the course, on the journey. And they just wanted to see the peak to make sure they were in the right direction. And they could focus and enjoy each step, and they did not become overwhelmed. So one of the main purposes of goals is to liberate us, to free us, so we can enjoy where we are, that we're in the middle of the journey. And that's like when we go on a journey, and if we don't know where we're going, it's not going to be so much fun, because we don't really know. We don't really know the direction. But when we know where we're going, and we just keep ourselves focused on the way we can enjoy each step. So it's not so much about getting goals, it's about having them. The value of the journey. It's the process of going after the goals, not just getting the goals. That the going after the goals makes us happy and makes us positive and gives us a future purpose. So it's a mean and it's not an end. It helps us to get there. We should change the expectations of our goals, not just thinking about the end. We need to see that it helps us appreciate the journey. We appreciate every step, like Hashem teaches us to appreciate everything. Ivdo et Hashem b'simcha, serve Hashem with joy. And it's not always about the goals that are external, like we said. It's really about the goals that come from the inside of us, things that we really believe in, things that really interest us, and that come from ourself, from our choice. That really helps. That it's not just an outside thing. It's something that's from the inside of us, and this is a goal that's from the self. And Baruch Hashem, when we connect to our spiritual self, and we can really see inside, then we could really find out what the goals are, what the things that are important for us, and it will pull us and give us meaning. And that's really important. We need this, especially nowadays. We need to stay in that energy of finding out what's important and choosing the good goals for ourselves. And Be'ezrat Hashem, we'll get there. Chazak Baruch to you guys. Thank you. I know it's short, but nice to see you. And I hope to see you soon, Be'ezrat Hashem. Thank you.